This short clip is from my live trading room. You can engage directly with my fabulous team and me at LaDucTrading.com for all our research and trades. Or for just my daily live streams, you can access via YouTube memberships. All links are in the description. DigitalOcean. This was one recommended, and I don't have any edge with earnings. I got none. Zero. Nothing. But I really do like bottom fishing plays that do this. So I was patient, and I have been recommending this on repeat, but it had to get above this monthly, which was 51.69. Now you can see that it just hit a high of 143. Could I have predicted that? Absolutely not. So here we go. It got above, it came back in. See that? It broke out higher. Ooh, now I know it's a player. And then it shook out all the new bulls because you still have a supply of sellers up here that they can't wait to break even or whatever. So now you've got support. It literally got support at 51.69. That is the definition of a strong stock that then turned quickly 180 degrees higher in March. And this just went from 51.69. There's my data again. Okay, anyway, you got the idea. This is a breakout stock that consolidated, pulled back the 10-week, and then you can see monthly. These are all monthlies, all the way up to all-time highs, which was 133.40. And that is where we will digest a little bit, but this is a honkin' big candle, and that's all there is to say about that. So congratulations. If you did happen to be long DigitalOcean anywhere near that 51.69, it's fabulous. And Cisco, we talked about running into earnings on 5/13, and it's just pushing beautifully, like really nicely. Okay, so those are some high points. I just wanted to kind of go over what is exciting and maybe what is petering out. So DigitalOcean is getting found. I'm not sure if that's short interest or just their earnings. Yes, Archer-Daniels-Midland's earnings. Here's my monthly on ADM. So I had mentioned this fell from grace because one department in the entire company committed fraud and was found guilty. And it took forever and a day. Also, we had fund flows that were going into tech, growth, AI, not value, and definitely not agriculturally based companies of low earnings multiples. So here we are, beautiful left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And I said on a weekly, ADM needed to get and stay above 66. Look when it did. It just started to break out in January, beginning of the year. Same time with energy. And then it went sideways, but look at how strongly 66 held. Beautiful. All right, and then it went up to the next price target, which was 74, came back to retest the 66 on that whole drama here of April ceasefire because the conflict-related plays got hit, but we still have a problem with fertilizer and the rest, and this is the result. We got a bullish harami at end of April, a follow-through that got above 74 close, and now a breakout. 7% for ADM is a lot, long story short. So what's the next price target? 87.30. So we've gone from 66 to 74, and now I've got 87.30. Yes, and Qualcomm is perfectly fine too. So this was, I like these. If I like these, there's a technical reason. There's also a fundamental or macro reason. And Qualcomm had a big, beautiful earnings beat. It was one that I was bullish on because it has this 400-week moving average that was great support. It put in capitulation selling, turned around, and then we just had literally a gorgeous resumption here of we just need a push to get above 156. 156 to 177 was coming. And sure enough, earnings was the magic. We still have some sellers up here. There's no question. It's got to digest 77, but I still see this moving up into 195 for Qualcomm. Very much like that one. As you know, Archer-Daniels 66 to 74 to now 87 in view. And that is just beautiful. And then we've got not a straight line, by the way, just so you know, not a straight line. And then DigitalOcean well beyond price targets, but that was a really nice one from 51.69 to 66 to 81 to 97 to 106. And now it is way above all-time highs at 133, which was 133.40, and it will likely digest there. So you got some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful advances, but earnings definitely kind of kicked it into gear. Qualcomm looks good at 177, just like Cadence design looked good after earnings, and it held that 327 and then pushed to 342, and now it's pushing into 357. So this is going 357 for CDNS. with an overshoot to 370. So that's kind of the measured move. The problem is, of course, it's getting extended. But look at that expansion bar on a weekly, fully encompassing all losses for the year in this one bar before earnings. This is what happened at earnings. So, and then it digested beautifully above the 200 day. And then just Friday, it gapped up, held 338.55, and now it's pushing into 355. I would say it's going to go into this neck of the woods. And then once it gets back above, it's called blue skies. So once it gets back above this kind of area, it's blue skies. So anyway, I really like this when it happens. All I'm talking about is Cadence is running into 369. Be careful once it gets above and comes back in. So a lot of stuff coming up off the ground because they're beneficiaries in the AI world, in the new AI world. Yep, Zoom too. Zoom has equity ownership in Anthropic, hence I've mentioned this a whole bunch of times. If then, they have got to get above 92.80 to move into 107.34, and that's done now. So Zoom outperformance 92.80, ta-da, 107.34. Now it needs to get above 107.34 on a weekly close. So if I put this on a monthly, you can kind of see it a little bit easier. Look at this, whoop. And that was what was rejected repeatedly, literally. Since November 2024, we've got 92.80, rejected, rejected, rejected. No, not anymore. Now we're above it. We're good to go. 107.34. What goes above 107.34? 124. So zoom into 124, but it shouldn't be a straight line. It should take a little bit. So just be careful of that. And then we really would have to get above 124. I think that's going to be tough, but that's how they're benefiting right now. So Zoom, we've already hit 107.34 perfectly this week, yesterday and today. That's where it should digest. It needs to hold. If it comes all the way back down to 92.80, remember, earnings are a few weeks away. Not that I have any clue what they're going to do for earnings, but ultimately they have a piece of Anthropic. That's why their earnings likely could look very good. And they could be bid up ahead of earnings with the expectation that their equity valuation, their percentage of their profits from their equity stake in Anthropic are very good. Anyway, the goal is 124.
Join Club to trade with Samantha. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description.